Hello and welcome back to Jikoronpa. In the previous episode, guys, I hate to say it, Maon may still be alive, but the Grim Reaper is knocking on her door. She is. The pearly gates are saying hi to her. They're getting her their documents ready. She is not going to be here any longer because the amount of death flags she is having may be able to be a crime. So unlock her up for all the death flags she's been pulling up because it is not good. It is not healthy. I say not healthy, but is that even healthy / unhealthy? I don't know. In the previous episode, Kazuki pulled us into his room and Hikari was unimpressed. Honestly, I don't think Hikari is even impressed with life anymore. She doesn't want to do anything anymore. She just wants to lie in bed and do nothing, which is like relatable, but like I shouldn't get into that. But Kazuki showed us the items of clothing he made for the deceased. He wanted us to give him inspiration to make clothing for Daisuke, and Hikari suggested a fake flower as a pin or something. Actually, the details weren't really quite clear, but it was a fake flower Hikari wanted Kazuki to make. Afterwards, we made it to day 15. The deadline for the motive is tonight. We met in the ballroom for our first morning meeting in like a week or and a half. And Chuki, she was not having it. Chuki was sitting there like, "Hey Maon, I kind of had a terrible night's sleep. Could you stop bragging about having the night of your life?" Maon got mad at her. They fought. Then it looked like Chuki was considering that Maon might have been right and that her old thoughts and beliefs might have been the right way to deal with the situation. However, when the motive came back up, Chuki lost it again. Her creepy smile came back, her face darkened, and I was like, "Oh, the smile of the devil has returned in Chuki." And she just told us that she knew her card. She was the cards, and our card told her basically the info of the cards of everyone else, which kind of confirms to me that Chuki does have a blessed card, and Chuki's card gives her the information of all the other cards in the game. And to prove it, she was like, "Kazuyuki's card is that he must pretend to be the mastermind, and someone must believe it." And Kazuki was just sitting there. Kazuki was just a bystander in the entire conversation. Kazuki was off in the corner. He was like, "And the fuck? Why did you ruin my... Why did you kill me? What? You just made me get punished? Excuse me, what did I do?" And I find it very interesting that she chose to quote-unquote expose Kazuki in that manner, because Kazuki was one of the few cards we knew, because Kazuki tried that on us, but then it obviously failed because his attempt was lackluster at best, and we knew his card. So I find it interesting that Chuki chose a card that we knew. Obviously, for narrative purposes, it would kind of be odd if Chuki and it would kind of be like, once again, using the same word because my vocabulary is very limited, lackluster, if Chuki revealed the card of someone we didn't know. But I wonder if there's a bigger reason to that, and if Chuki's lying about her card, and she chose to carry one because she was like eavesdropping us or something like that. I don't know. But enough yapping, let's get into the actual episode. It's the morning of day 15. The deadline is tonight. Oh yeah, we had a motivational speech where we're going to not give up on life, even though someone is probably going to die, and Chuki said someone's going to die. Basically, someone's probably going to die today. But we're like, you know what, even if we do die today, let's have a hell of a time. Someone approached me, oh god, I actually think I think I said that last episode, oops. Hey, Carrie, can I join you? Sorry, I'm taken, I'm with Fuka. No, not like that. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess you can join me then. Join me? What do you mean? If it's our last day in this realm, then I don't want to be a lone soul. Okay, so what's going to happen is that everyone is going to be alone and or with one other person, thinking they haven't finished their card. It's going to be their last day here on Earth. Then the time limit expires and nobody has been punished yet. And I was like, wait a minute, I should be dead. Oh dear, something catastrophic has happened in our midst. I want to ask the others something too. Oh, you little pussy. Are you too afraid to ask them on their own? Little pussy. Wow. Is that your reason for approaching me, little wimp? Okay, well, you didn't have to be such a jackass about it. I can leave if you really want me to. So it was. Yet again, you drag me into your problems. I'm so sorry. Sorry is a weak excuse. Let's go. God, you're different to Carrie. Of course I am. I've gotten stronger. This is what defines a I see. You know what? In hindsight, leaving you alone for Yuka was probably a bad idea. I see the errors of my ways. Interesting. Of course it is. I'm not weakened by pathetic feelings. I'm not weakened by my connections. You're rejecting yourself completely. You know what, Carrie? If you're gonna try and act like a very cool and stoic person who's not affected by their feelings, you shouldn't break down by just one sentence. Just a word of advice. Just giving you advice from the other side. Just like I've done. You've rejected your own soul in favor for one that's not even your own. Why? Because it's better this way. Because I don't cry like this. Because I'm not weak like this. Because... Carrie, we can both see the tears in your... Carrie, we can both see the tears on your... Time, Kolette. Because it's easier like that. Are you really taking the easy way out? We all have had to make hard decisions. I've learned that. Decisions that you may regret, even if it's already too late. But don't you owe yourself a bit of compassion on your last living moments before descending upon my realm? Even now, I can't give up because I'm going to live. I've completed my card, so I'm going to live. You've really... But I thought... No, I shouldn't have assumed all cards are tragic as my own is. So yeah, you haven't completed your card yet, which is what I assume considering what you were talking about with your own last day here. That's my own fault. But the way you were so sure that I haven't completed my card makes me think that somebody told you what my card was, and you've been falsely informed of the content of my card, or you're just being correct and your card is very horrid and you just assumed everyone's would be as bad, which is also a fair assessment. I hope that, whatever comes, you can live through it. I know I can. As long as I have best girl Fuyuka by my side, I will survive. Harry, you do remember what her card said, right? Oh, right. Oh God, I guess I'm gonna die. Let's start talking to the others. I want to ask them about their information from the last motive. But haven't we already talked about that? We have, but not in detail. I want to know more than just the basics. I need to know. I at least want to ask one person. One person I haven't gotten a chance to see much. So who would that be? Kazuyuki, maybe? I understand. Or Toshi, perhaps? Let's go. Who should Hikari spend time with on her last day of life? Tsubaki, Toshi, Tsufuyuka, or Ri? Okay, give me a minute to think about this because this is actually an important decision. Okay, so I think I'm gonna hang out with Ryu for 3 reasons. First of all, I'm not really interested in Toshi as a character that much. I've enjoyed their developments, but still, they're kind of like near the bottom of my interest as to characters that are alive. So I don't really hang out with him. I don't want to hang out with Fuyuka just because I think I'd be more interested to see Carrie hang out with someone who's not Fuyuka with Kolette and see how they interact outside of Fuyuka's control and see more characters that interact with her new personality. I'm left with Tsubaki and Ryu, and I'm going to hang out with Ryu only because of that. I think it'd be interesting to see Hikari hang with the person who quote unquote poisoned her and see her coming more and more to come and realize that Ryu didn't actually try to poison her. And I want to see Colette's response to Hikari and Ryu's changed relationship, or at least Hikari's changed perception of Ryu. And if we get to hang with all of them, then it's kind of a moot point. But if I rank them, I'm gonna hang out with Ryu first, then Tsubaki, then Fuyuka, then Toshi. But here we go to Ryu. Kolette and Hikari to search for the person they decided to look for together. They eventually found them. Kolette, I will say this does kind of go against the point of Colette's wishes to go talk to someone about their Volder, someone she didn't really have much time to interact with, because Ryu is probably the second closest person Colette is to, aside from Maon, because they watched scary movies together and they both enjoyed horror, so there was that. And Colette wanted to make it up to Ryu for accidentally scaring him, so this probably isn't the best person for Colette's goals, but it is the best for my interest. So sorry, Colette. What do you two need? Ryu, my favourite mortal. We haven't spent much time together recently, have we? That is a fair point. You two haven't spent much time together, at least from my view. Well, then again, you guys are probably away from me for a majority of the day, so that's not really a fair way to test that. No, we haven't. Unfortunately, I've wanted to approach you, but you felt hesitant. I understand. Anybody would be a little reluctant after learning that their friend has an entirely different name, an entirely different identity. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Don't be. It's okay. Are you sure? Are you really sure? I am. You haven't threatened me or treated me like a monster, like some others. Like, Maon, oh, I'm sorry. Was I not clear enough for you? Yeah. Colette wanted something from you, Ryu. We're here to rob you. Take out your gun, Colette. What? Oh, what is it? What do you need? I was hoping to ask you about your information to help me handle my own. I don't want to die tonight with any regrets, so... of course, I understand. Let me see. Where do I start? Who was the person you sabotaged? Oh, right, Ryuseek was about him accidentally, like, destroying the files or of some director that would benefit his mothers, but not benefit whoever he sabotaged. Oh, right. They were a family friend. A friend of both my moms. Hello, viewers. I have very tragic news to give all of you. I'm sitting here with a cup of tea because I need to drink my sorrows away. For the third consecutive episode in a row, I mute my mic. Do not talk to me about it. I do not want to be spoken to. I'm going through the process of grief right now. I cannot handle anything except my tea. But basically, from the point you saw me talking 2 seconds ago, I accidentally muted my mic, and I then recorded the rest of the episode without any voice, and I wanted to cry. And then, obviously, if you're watching this episode, you know that this episode is probably going to end with a very dramatic moment, and I obviously couldn't just be like, not like the last 2 episodes, I couldn't just put up a warning or a notice saying, oh guys, I actually said stop talking for 30 minutes, skip here. Like, I just can't do that, especially knowing what's coming. So, I'm just gonna go through the entire thing again. It's only like 30 minutes, so it's not that bad. And I'm gonna try and recreate my authentic reaction because I want you guys to see how I actually reacted to the situation. So I'm gonna try my best to recreate what I said, but if I sound weird, or if I sound like I am able to predict everything that's gonna happen, just to let you know, up until the end of this episode, I already know what's happened. But let's continue. But I accidentally sabotaged a project of theirs. You know that part. I made them unable to make anything. How could I? It's okay, Ryu. You didn't intend to, right? You didn't set the computer on fire, did you? But I was too clumsy. I broke their computer. I ruined their footage. Even if I didn't intend to, I did something irresponsible and horrible. apologize to them, didn't you? You tried to make everything right, didn't you? Right, right. You did the right thing, right. Don't remember. Huh. Okay, well then, yeah, I guess you are a bit of an irredeemable monster. What? Oh. Well then. I wish I remembered, but my memories of the events are still really unclear. I remember the event in question, but anything before that? Anything after? I just don't. I get it. So that's what's tormenting you. You don't get closure on what happened. That would make anybody suffer. Right. I don't know if their project ended up okay, or if they forgive me, or if my mom's got in trouble, or... Wait, why would your mom's get in trouble? Oh, well, I guess if you were a minor when the accident happened, and you did damage their property, then I guess your mom would be the one who had to pay the expense. Yeah, fair enough. I feel so guilty. How could I be so stupid? You're not stupid. You're human. Okay, well, arguably those could be synonyms, but I digress. Mistakes like that could happen to anybody. I know you, Rio. I mean, anybody could actually take a match and light a computer on fire. It happens to me all the time. You would have done whatever it takes to make up for it. I know so. You sure? I am at least 55% confident. Okay, well, I guess I'll take that. I am sure. My gang's made mistakes like that before. Like terrorism and arson and murder. I helped all of them make up for what they did. One skill is a painful thing, but you shall not let it overtake you. I get it. There's no point in feeling guilty about it now, is there? I just have to promise myself that I will do my best to make up for it when I have the opportunity to. Exactly! You got it, Ryu. Thank you, Kolette. You came here to feel better about your own information, but you ended up making me feel better about mine. I am a demonic entity. I am destined to bring pleasure to mortals before their eventual demise. Aren't I? Of course you are. If I end up in your realm, maybe dying won't be so bad. Okay, well, maybe let's not think. Maybe let's, instead of making death seem as aesthetically pleasing as possible, maybe let's try and avoid death in the first place. That's what I'm thinking personally. What about you, Hikari? Is there anything you wanted? Personally, I just wanted a pack of cigarettes and a lot of beer to drown away my sorrows and get out of this horrible situation. Me? You've been standing there, watching us. There has to be some of your input, right? Anything you want to say? Okay, well, Kolette, I think you're an asshole, and I hope you die tonight. And you are actually you are an irredeemable monster. You ruined your mom's lives because of that event. Oh, no, nothing. Somebody less than a person won't have anything to say. Okay, we're just saying that, alright then. Wow, okay. What? Less than a person? Of course. I'm not my own person, silly. Of course you're a person. You're a great person. He's right. You don't have to reject yourself, Hikari. No. I'm not my own person. You don't want to be. I'm fine. I swear to you. Don't question that. Hikari. I can't can't convince you otherwise, can I? I tried. She's persistent in this mindset. I'm persistent because it's true. Why should I believe in lies? It's not a lie. It's not a lie, Harry. You have worth as a person, too. Trust me. Trust you? Trust you? You tried to poison her, Ryu. You tried to take her life. And then you decided last minute not to. Don't say to trust you when you're a goddamn liar. No, I won't trust you. I have my own reasons not to. I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm happy being like this. Oh, I get it. It takes time. Lots and lots of time for souls to accept themselves. But we won't give up. And neither will I. I won't give up on you, Hikari. Trust me, and I'm going to ignore the fact that you said you do not trust me, because I don't think I am mentally strong enough to accept the fact such as that. Again, with that harsh to me. What a pathetic thing to say. Hikari stomped away from the others. She was inhuman. She was less than human. She wasn't her own person. She wasn't her own person. She wasn't doing anything wrong. Right? That's right. She wasn't doing anything wrong. It's a lie. That's all. It's all a lie. Oh God, it's the midday and I'm so scared we're going to get to the body discovery today. God. Because if I'm right, the body discovery is going to be tonight and it's already the middle of day 15 and it just, because I'm a bit confused because I believe this is the 8th or 9th episode of the daily life I've recorded, and usually we get to like episode 11 or 12, so it concerns me that it's so short, because is there going to be a body? Are people going to get punished tonight? Is the punishment not murder? What's going to happen? I don't know, I'm very scared regardless of what happens. To Fuyuka's dismay, Hikari found herself wandering to the garden. After all, Hikari is the flower girl. Or, well, now she's just a little petal on Fuka's hair. Maybe a nice hairpin. That wouldn't be so bad. She wandered around quite a bit, until she saw Chiyuki in the garden, all alone. Kolette was by her side, so she wasn't all alone then. But now I'm actually kind of confused, because I just left Kolette with Ryu, and I just walked here. So how did Kolette get here before me? I'm very confused. Hikari kept silent and hid behind a shed. There is a shed here. I know there's a door into another room that has equipment for farming, but I didn't think there was a shed here. Now, so why are we hiding from Kolette and Chuki? What are we doing? Are you certain you do not regret anything? I'm as certain as I can be. Okay, just be careful. Kolette went silent for a moment before speaking again. Why did you change, Chiyuki? I used to be a mosh and I guided others towards the light. But I am but a spotted lanternfly. In reality, without the light, I am little. None of us have any potential here, or any possibility for hope. I like bugs. I like bugs. That just seems like a very inappropriate subjugation to this conversation, and to those who are wondering if subjugation is a word, it is absolutely not. I just put sounds together until I made some that sounded like one. What the hell, Kolette? Why? They're pretty and varied, and with how many are squashed each year, there are plenty waiting in my realm. My brother wanted to be an entomologist, or a biologist, or a vet. Something to do with living creatures, you know. He loved life. He loved living. Yamato would have argued against you, and said that even the smallest of bugs have potential for great change.
How so?
Did you know? Ants are capable of carrying 10 times their body weight, or even more. They carry so much for their loved ones, for their family. They take their burden upon themselves. They work and work and never allow themselves a break. Okay, well, to be fair, I'm not sure if ants have the consciousness, enough of a consciousness to realize what they are doing. I think it's more of a biological encodement in their DNA that makes them do that. But I understand the metaphor you're trying to pull here. You're an ant, Minty.
I am not.
You'll always be Minty to me.
Huh.
You'd have defended me in front of Maon several times. If you truly lost the light that guides you, you would have never went through that hell situation. You would have never punched her.
I am violent. I am full of rash and negativity. I am a curse. I am
An idol.
Huh.
If I die here, I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that I always have, and always will, see you as an idol, not a curse. Because I'm the curse. You mean... My own brother took his life because of me.
I am sure he did not.
He didn't leave a note, but I'm sure he did.
I am so sorry.
It's fine. Having a partially blind sister must have been too much for him, especially when our parents were gone, too. I've experienced hallucinations ever then, you know. I see him sometimes. His body hanging there, the sound of the swinging, the feeling of me touching his cold, lifeless hands. I've learned to ignore it, but yeah, it's tough. Tough as a hell itself.
I am sorry.
Don't be.
Kolette kept silent, looking at the trees above them. Do you believe Maon hates us for what we did?
I don't think so. She's trying to get better. I know she is. She doesn't hate us. She would never hate us. She's angry, yeah, but hateful? Nah. You like that rhyming couplet I did? Yeah, nah.
I understood it. It was quite comical.
Thank you. She's an easy mortal to understand.
I see. Carrie soon left, not wanting to disturb.
Yeah, why did we bother listening to that conversation? It was very an odd choice. Why was that conversation in? We already knew about Colette's hallucinations and her side effects from witnessing her brother's body from a freedom event, so I'm not sure what the main point of that conversation was. I mean, considering what I know, I have a feeling what it might play into, but I'll talk about that later.
This wasn't something she should have listened to. It's
nighttime now. Oh god, it's the nighttime of day 15. The deadline of the motive is uncommon. We're going to see a body soon, aren't we? Oh dear god, no.
And it was almost time. Almost time for everyone's death. Hooray, it's time to say bye-bye to some of these bitches. Dia's voice was heard loud and clear as Carrie laid in her room.
It's almost time. Everyone, please head to the ballroom. If you want to, that is. If you prefer to die alone, then I can't stop you.
Okay, so the punishment is confirmed to be death, so if you haven't completed your curse card, then you are going to die. Oh dear god, it's so over. Because Fuyuka needs a body, so she hasn't completed hers. Shuki exposed Kazuyuki, so he hasn't completed his either. And considering how some of the people are talking, there's probably more who haven't completed their cards yet. So there's no way half the cast is going to die right now. We're going to continue on with the chapter. There's no way. God, there is going to be a dead body, isn't there? Oh no.
Just please, don't regret your potential last moments.
Now, why are we saying potential last moments? Do you know that someone is going to die, or is someone already dead, or God? Or are you just saying potential for the dramaticness of the entire situation? Because I do not find that comical, Dia.
Carrie thought about what Fuyuka would do. Undecided. Undecided. She decided to head to the ballroom and hoped Fiyuka would be there. Thankfully, she was.
Wait. Are we at the ballroom and is the background wrong, or are we just met her at our room, or wait, what's going on? Hikari! Oh, I didn't know. Let me just fix my hair. You're here. I'm truly glad.
Here I am, your pathetic little shard of a flower girl.
Don't talk about yourself like that any longer. You depend on me now. Remember, if you talk like that, it's like you're insulting me directly. Do you want that? That's you. Great job. Great job, Fuka, engineering her own thought process so that if she insults herself, she'll be insulting you. So she's not going to think negatively of herself any longer. Great job. Good. Let's go on. Oh no, it wasn't a false background. We were in the bottom now. Great.
Fiyuka and Hikari joined the rest of the group.
Okay, so who's dead? Huh.
7, 8, 9. Even Chuki's here. Everyone's here.
Huh. Now I am very scared that someone here is poisoned and they're going to die right in front of our very eyes, and I'll be very sad.
I was unfortunately convinced by Kazuyuki.
Yes. Thank you for coming, Chuki. Even if you're heavily against us.
Are we allowed to discuss who is going to be alive after all this? I know not all of us are going to die since some of us fulfilled our card conditions. I wouldn't recommend it. If we knew who was going to die or who wasn't, it would only hurt more. We'd all scream last-minute goodbyes, beg for Dia to do something, try to desperately make the condition for the card to be satisfied, etc. But who cares anyway? Like, whoever dies, dies. It's not like it's going to make a difference to me. Yeah, I feel like you completed your card, to be honest. Tsubaki, I think you'd be one to complete your card. What if you are the one to meet your end here, Tsubaki? Do you not fear retribution for your cruel words? Nope. Hikari knows this well enough, but I want to die here. I want to die being remembered by you all.
It's true. Tsubaki mentioned it to me before.
Huh. Actually, now that you mentioned that, she did say that. I wonder if Tsubaki intentionally ignored her card condition so she would die tonight, and it would be guaranteed that she would die and she'd be remembered by the people here. I wonder, huh? Dang. So, there's nothing I can do to change your mind? Nope.
Perhaps even villains deserve to be remembered. We all deserve it. Don't regret your decisions here, everyone. You've all done wonderfully. Even despite the possibility of dying soon. You're also determined and
Once again, you say the possibility of dying, and earlier said last moment. So, are we actually someone actually going to die here, or is this just all going to be some dramatic moment, and it's going to end with an anticlimactic ending, coup d'état, denouement, where just Dia's like, oh, by the way, the bunch won the murder, and we all just sit there awkward, like, oh, well, we made this a lot more not sassy. We made this a lot more sappy, not sassy, sappy than it needed to be.
Maybe I should apologize for not being more help. But why would I? I'm never helping any of you. Just die already.
Oh, right. You know what? I was a little bit scared because I feel like Maon was the only person who didn't say anything in that entire conversation. So I probably was thinking, God, is Maon poisoned and she's not saying anything because she's quietly dying in the corner? But no, we're fine. Maon is alive. We are okay.
It's fucking fine. You did your fucking best, you piece of shit robot. As long as you tried. That's all that matters.
Dia hesitated for a moment and muttered the next thing.
You don't know how many times I've tried. Then let's celebrate. Everyone, say what you're fucking grateful for. Tell me about your lives, your deaths, every single fucking thing. Even when my soul is torn from my shitty body, I'll remember it all. I'll honor it all. No crap can pull it from my brain.
You've changed, Cherry.
Of course I fucking have. I've learned some shit, thanks to everyone here.
Who wants to start talking about their life and saying goodbye? Well, I'm glad we're going to make this very emotional.
I shall go first. I despise you all. But I suppose that the false me that has died loved you all once. It also loved Iroh and now. Iroh the wasp, now the oldest sibling figure. Those two always provided me a life beyond what I had known as misery. They sound wonderful, Chiyuki. They are. Goodbye to them, and to all of you. I believe I am safe, but I apologize for what I have done out of fury.
I forgive you. I don't want my last feelings here to be anger. I've been angry far too much here. Sasayagi, my little sister, I'm sorry for all I've done to you, and I hope to join you soon. And to all of you, please remember, your happiness and pleasure is never a waste of time. Prioritize it at all costs, even if it seems pointless. That's what I wish I knew when Sasuke, Ashika, and Iki were still around.
Wow, that's good. My man gets crafted into a corner or damn, get dunked on, dead people.
If I knew that, then I wouldn't have caused their end by ignoring that letter from Ashika. That is one of my biggest regrets. I only wish I listened and treated Asuka how I should have. Those two are horrible for hurting Asuka so much. But I guess I shouldn't stay mad either. Asuka doesn't want me to be mad at you anymore, Kazuyuki. To my mentor, and to all of you, goodbye. Be proud of yourselves, because you're only heroes.
So did you not complete your card? But then again, we're all saying goodbye, even though we know some of us aren't going to be saying goodbye. So I guess it doesn't really. That's not really indicative of anything.
Even if I disagree heavily with some of you, I shouldn't dishonor my enemies. All deserve honorable deaths and honorable lives.
Yeah, we've all tried our best, so let's not have any conflict with one another here. To my moms, I'm sorry I wasn't the best son. And to Mayume, I'm sorry I depend on you too much and never noticed what you went through. But I hope you all remember me fondly. I really did my best, didn't I? I, I'm still so scared, but I want to face this bravely. I want to be brave and impactful and inspiring in my last moments. It's not wrong to be scared. Life is horrifying and terrifying sometimes. That's just how it is, you know? But we should be happy for life, too. Despite all the horrors and tragedies we've gone through, we're here now. We've conquered the demons. Oh, but you all would not conquer me in the afterlife. I'll meet you all there. Yeah, I don't think Kolette has finished her card, so she's probably not going to make it past this, assuming that the motive is still in effect. Goodbye, my wonderful companions, and may we all rest well. God, I don't know why you're all so sappy and emotional about this, but I guess I can say a thing or two. You all weren't terrible to spend time around. You made some days bearable, some days I look forward to. You all tried your best with what you knew at the time. Again and again. Guess I can kind of get why that's admirable. Goodbye, rest well, and all that. I'm sorry for hurting many of you before. Actually, it was all of us. Okay, shut up, Tsubaki. Not now. I actually want to be a little bit emotional now. That's all I'll say about that. And to Carrie,
Wait, can you say some words about me?
well, I mean, I guess I can.
Oh, no, we're skipping. Yeah?
Thank you for being the.
Oh, okay, thank you. So, let me just flick my eyelashes. I'm glad to have been. I'm glad to have met all of you. Even despite my own conflict around all of this, I'm glad to have escaped that hell that is my daily life for a little bit. It very debated mentioned that she fulfilled the conditions of her card, but she decided not to. Thank you.
See, you all done fucking amazing. I knew you piece of crap wouldn't be disappointed. It's hard as hell to hear that we bastards and bitches are gonna die, but I guess it's gonna happen. I'm sorry for my leaving. I was better off alone.
It's fine, Cherry. It's fine. Trust me.
Don't die, Gremlin. Don't.
I can't promise that.
At least make a false fucking promise. For now.
Okay, I'll make a false fucking promise for you, Cherry. I will let LaRue promise that.
My fucking chest and throat. It burns.
Cherry!
No, not now. This can't be happening now. Someone continued coughing.
She continued coughing until blood came from her mouth.
No! Why are you?
Somebody help her!
You two.
Ryuka pointed to the two closest to her. Those were Kazuyuki and Hikari.
Infirmary, now. Help me get a first aid kit or something. I don't know. Kolette, Tsubaki, watch her closely. Keep her alive. Will do. Oh no. This is the same CG from the beginning of the chapter when they fell out. Kolette was pointing at Maon and they were fighting, but now they're dying.
Gremlin, I'm sorry for every fucking thing.
You don't need to apologize. Oh gosh, I regret everything.
Don't regress any of this. I'm gonna miss you, Gremlin.
Said those words. Kazuyuki and Hikari followed Ryuka out of the infirmary. What do we need, Ryuka? Do you recognize what's happening to her?
No, I don't. Grab everything you can. Hurry.
Understood.
And so, the three of them grabbed different medical tools, bandages, and medicines. They grabbed everything imaginable. And they ran back to the ballroom. But, oh God, once Hikari entered, she saw it all. She saw that they were already too late.
Here we go. Wouldn't it be crazy if Colette was also down on the floor? That'd be. Imagine. I would actually die. We're fine. Just Maon. Cool. Just Maon instead. No Colette in sight. We're only having a single murder here. Woo! Yeah, so overall, I actually really enjoyed the city life. Maybe it was the lack of free time, but it's kind of sad to say. God, I'm so glad. I really enjoyed playing this game when I didn't have to talk to anybody. Thanks, as you for making me a shut-in. Okay, what? Anyways, but I really enjoyed the motive, how all the characters changed, the interaction between them. I do feel like the fallout between Maon and Colette was a bit sudden for my liking. It was a bit quick. However, I understand if someone's trying to kill you, then I kind of understand kind of suddenly becoming from friend enemies. That's understandable, but I still think it was a bit sudden for my liking. But overall, I really like the interactions. The victim was a bit obvious, but I don't really mind an obvious victim because I like how it's going to affect the story. I just really enjoyed it. The pacing was great. It was all I wanted in a chapter, so really good. But so I'm gonna in a couple minutes or whenever I'm gonna cut back to my original reaction because the body discovery is when I realized my mic was muted. I leaned back, I was like, who's gonna die? And I looked down, and then I wanted to become Maon because I saw a red light. And I was like, oh god, someone give me whatever poison her because I cannot deal with this. But I'm going to talk about a few things first. First of all, the key. I think what poisoner had to be the flowers. It could have been the poison in the storage room, but the obvious choice is the flowers in the garden because Hikari said that some of them are poisonous. Um, Most prominently, she said the foxglove was poisonous, and the people in investigation with us then were Ryu Tsubaki, Ryu Tsubaki, um, Ryu Tsubaki, and then Toshi and Chiyuki. When I cut back, I said that Tsubaki wasn't in a group and Kazuyuki was. I was wrong, but just the my top four suspects are Tsubaki, Toshi, Chiyuki, and Ryu. I don't think it's going to be Ryu or Chiyuki, mostly because of their relevance outside of this murder. I just think they're characters who, because of their relation, because of Ryu's relationship to Hikari and Fuka and Chiyuki's character development, I feel like they're characters I'd want to see, and whoever the creator is would want to last until chapter 4. So I don't think Chiyuki or Ryu are going to be the culprit, which leaves Tsubaki and Toshi. I don't think Tsubaki has had enough relevance in this chapter. She has quite literally been nothing except been a side character in some conversations. For example, the first thing that comes to mind is the Toshi and Chiyuki argument in the living room, where Toshi was trying to change Chiyuki's mind about how she should go back to her former positive self, and now that helped even more, and she was turned into a villain if she didn't go back. And Chiyuki said that this was her true self, and Tsubaki was just kind of a side character, and that's kind of been Tsubaki's role in this chapter. She was kind of just been more of a side character who's been in conversations more than being a main presence. So I don't think she would die. I think if she was the culprit, that'd be more of a react she'd be more prominent in the chapter. Which means my top suspect is Toshi. Maybe their delusions that Asuka was dead led them to murder. Maybe, I'm not sure. But then again, there's also Kazuyuki, who, because of Chiyuki revealing his card, he would have a motive to kill because maybe he truly didn't want to die. Who knows? That might have been strong enough motive to kill. To prevent your death, that's a strong enough motive for anyone to kill, if we're being completely honest. Yeah, that's all. And that's really all I gotta say. I think the fox. What I wonder is, I wonder if Toshi burned down the kitchen will come down to any of it. Because if it was something, because if Maon ate something with the flour in it, that means it must have happened either before the arson or after the arson. I know it's kind of a binary option, but if it was after the arson, we could probably use alibis to figure out who could have gone in after Toshi burnt down. Because if Maon, well, I doubt Maon was just going up to the garden eating flowers, despite her outdoorsy appearance. I don't think she's eating flowers. I kind of guess Tsubaki is an adventurer who'd probably eat flowers if she had to survive. So maybe Tsubaki did something. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot that I need to think about. But right now, I'm gonna cut back to my original reaction to Maon's death.
Maon Kirisato was dead.
Well, I mean, I am glad I predicted that right. That's another prediction to me. That wasn't really the most difficult victim to predict. But you know what? Guys, I need to take what I can get. I'm not doing the best here. She was poisoned, so it has to be one of the flowers from the garden, right? So who was with us? Who would know about the flowers? Who was investigating with us? Ryu, Chiyuki, Kazuyuki, and and Tsubaki, was it? No, I don't think Tsubaki was with us. Tsubaki and Toshi was with us. So Toshi, Tsubaki, Ryu, no, Toshi, Ryu, Kazuyuki, Chiyuki. Those are my top four suspects as of now, because we don't have any reason to believe the other people in the other investigation group would know the specifics of which flowers could be poisonous or not. Though they could have just guessed. Those four are my top four suspects. And also because now that Maon is dead, the the possible suspects, like anybody could be a major character, because Kazuyuki, Tsubaki, Toshi, Hikari, Fuyuka, Shuki, and Kolette. No one really has a very close pair anymore, so it literally could be anybody. But I'm gonna say my top four suspects right now are Kazuyuki, Toshi, um, Chiyuki, and Ryu. I don't think it's Ryu's gonna die. I don't think Chiyu's gonna die just because of their character. So I guess my top two suspects are these two. The top one is probably Toshi, just because I do think. Well, Kazuki also got exposed by Chiyuki, so he would have a motive. Yeah, I guess Kazuki and Toshi are my top two suspects pre-investigation. And also, guys, I'm going to say this out loud just because I just looked down and I saw that the mic was red, which means it was muted, and I want to cry because I feel like that might have been muted for the entire section where somebody died. I'm going to be so upset because I actually think I popped off with some of that voice acting, and I'm not gonna. Well, it wasn't that good, but you know what? It was good for a 10 subscriber channel on YouTube. But still, God. And that said, I'm depressed. I'm gonna have to re-record some of those voice signs because that was a very critical moment in the story. So I can't just cut off. I just can't cut off 5 voice signs and be like, oh, whatever, whoop de doo. We're gonna don't need to bother with that. But I will have to bother it because yeah. But with that said, there's nothing else for me to say. I'll see you tomorrow for next episode of Jikoronpa, where we do the investigation of Mount Kirisato and find out who killed her. Next time. Bye bye.